Welcome to TechFounders. This is going to be the club that you guys remember for the next 10 years. Because we're building something that will last. And I'll explain why. Give a little background about me. So, I know a thing or two about social media. I got like $600,000 on TikTok, and I had a successful YouTube channel, 40,000 subscribers. So, the reason I'm showing this is because it gives you a little bit of background as to why I even started this club. So, when I first started doing this stuff, it was cool at first getting the attention, getting the followers, but it felt empty. And the reason why it felt empty, I felt like I wasn't providing value to society. Like, it was like a 60-second clip that I was putting out there that would make someone laugh, but there's no real substance, you know what I'm saying? And so, that's why I decided to start this club and utilize my background in social media to build something that will actually help the school, help creative, entrepreneurial-minded students. So our goal is to connect investors with students that need funding, that are hard workers, that are creative, that are building the future. We can actually help create the next Facebook. We can help create the next Google, the next Uber. Because if we're the ones who make the investors get connected with the students, and that money propels them to become that next billion-dollar company, and we created that, right? We have the opportunity to build an infrastructure that will last next decade. And we can only do that if we put in the work. We work hard, we stay diligent, we really build something that lasts. So, the plan, the way that we're going to do this is this semester, build a team, partner with the home, and partner with bringing up LED. We've already done that. So we're already, step one is done. Second step, get the podcast started. We're already recording our first episode with Adam, Life Foundation, at 6 p.m. right now. We round of applause. Getting students like him who are hard working, building the future, and getting them as much attention as we possibly can. Next semester, what we're going to do is we're going to throw bigger events. I'm talking hackathons, pitch competition. And then hopefully we can, through those competitions, through those networking events, we can get a startup to get $1 million of funding. I think that would be the best thing ever. If we're the ones who make that connection happen, wouldn't that be great? 2025 and 2026 beyond, we're going to expand beyond UofT, possibly get some billionaire famous tech founders on our podcast. Go to Mark's right there. I know it's a little ambitious, but that was sky's the limit. We're going to help start with $10 million of funding. So, how are we actually going to do this? First of all, we talk about hierarchy. So, the reason displaying this hierarchy is to show how interconnected we all are. See how many links these links are to your name, right? It's like a web. Pretend that our phone is Slack. I know you're not. You're definitely a hard-working guy, right? But look how many people it's connected to. That slacking off has a negative ripple effect over the entire world. So you have to think about that. However, on the contrary, if he's doing his work, if he is doing his task on time, then that makes a positive effect. So you have to, whenever you're thinking of making a decision of doing a task or not, you have to think about the whole group. Try your best, and have good communication. Like, I know you guys are busy, right? So make sure that you communicate well that, okay, I'm not able to do this task because of this midterm. Can you please move it to a later date? You have to be good at communicating with the team. Then we can work things out, maybe delegate that task to someone else that doesn't have a midterm, right? So that's super important. So back to how are we actually going to do this? Well, we're going to be using all social media platforms. And this is my goal, 10,000 followers by the end of next year. I know it's ambitious, but the way I know how social media works, it's exponential, the growth. So the first 100 is way harder to get in the next 1,000. The next 1,000, much harder to get in the next 5,000. That's just the way it works. So I genuinely believe we need to start hit this target, we probably connected with these 3 startups, with investors. We probably have built a community with consistent positive event turnout. So we have consistent people coming to these events all the time. And I think that's a good metric for knowing if we're going on the right track, right? So here's the funnel that we're going to be using to get these connected. So before I explain the funnel, we have to remember the goal. The goal is to get investors connected with founders. Never forget that goal, right? The followers, the views, that's all vanity metrics. If we're not doing this, then we're not actually fulfilling our mission, right? So the way we can do this, we're using mass outreach through Instagram Reels, TikTok, things like that, short-form content, and the clips are really coming from our long-form podcasts on YouTube and Spotify, right? So this long-form content helps build more connection with the viewer. So by building the connection, right, that causes them to come on the podcast, to come to the networking events, and that's where the connections happen, right? In-person meetups. So all that leads to what was I saying again? The investor making the deal with the founder. So that's our funnel. And I'll end it off with a quote by Steve Jobs. Does it make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do? We hire smart people so they can tell us what to do. The reason I put this quote up is because I know all of you guys, I brought you guys on this team for a reason. I see potential in all of you guys. There's so many people that applied, I chose you guys because I know you guys have potential, right? And I actually went out and recruited some of you guys. So, you guys are at the top institution, you're smart, you have creative ideas. You can give suggestions and tell me what to do if you want. I know you guys have creative minds, right? So don't be afraid to tell me if I'm doing something wrong. Tell someone else that they're doing something wrong. We're all a team, right? We're not a one-man show. So this group, this club, is your club just as much